Students of Success, Dr. Mike. Today I want to talk to you about quitting, about this disease that has affected the majority of the population. And we're all guilty of it. We've all had this sickness from time to time. But the problem is that whenever the best set goals, the best set intentions are out there, if we don't follow through and develop the right habits and things, we end up quitting. I'm sure everybody that listens to this video has had things in their life that they've quit on. And if you quit, you're definitely never going to accomplish it. So what are 5 things that we can do to prevent ourselves, to kind of build our mindset, to build who we are into a better person, to prevent us from this habit of quitting on things that we really want? The first one would be on setting our goals. How do we set our goals? And I talk about this in the success system. Too many people have this big dream, this big goal that they have, and they lack the ability to break it down into small, manageable, bite-sized chunks, to have daily victories. They look at it as the massive thing that cannot be tackled in one bite, in one attempt, in 1 month. So whenever they try to do it, let's just take for granted, or take as an example, losing weight. Somebody looks in the mirror, they go through the thing, they're disgusted, they know what they want, they write it down, they know what it would feel like to be that way, and they decided it's going to happen. But then they don't break it down into steps. And after 2 months, 3 months, they're not seeing the big results that they really want to see, so they quit. Because they're not managing the process. They're not celebrating their little victories. So we have to be able to, and the best thing to do would be to go back to my other video that breaks that down on exactly how to break a goal down into targets and into steps, so we can have those daily victories, so we don't quit. The next one would be developing consistent habits. Now you got to realize that our habits are our identity. The problem is that we have a lot of negative habits, so we have a negative identity of ourselves. We need to be able to integrate some positive habits, and changing our habits is very, very difficult. Because we've been doing the same thing for 30 years, 40 years. Then to make a change, not only is it going to be hard for us, but then we worry about what everybody else is going to say around us. If it's eating differently, if it's exercising, if it's studying for a certificate, or wanting to go back to school, or doing things like that, it's going to be very hard. But the thing is, in the process, if we can manage to change and develop new habits, they become part of our identity. And as it is hard to change our identity from bad habits, once we start doing these things over and over and over on a daily basis, those habits start to become who we are. So it's almost like we're starting a new engine and we're moving in a different direction that has momentum. It's going to be hard to stop, but it's going to be moving in a positive direction. So we need to be able to start to create and work towards those habits. And I talked about that in previous videos as well, about how to develop those strong habits on a daily routine. The next one would be, and this one is a very hard one in today's society, is developing a supportive network around you. We live in a culture where people that criticize you want to bring you down to their level so they don't feel bad about themselves. It is part of our culture. Because anybody who is doing better than you, that has achieved, will not criticize you. Look at the people that criticize you, that do not support you, or they'll support you at the front. Oh, that's a great idea, honey. That's a great idea. And then as soon as you start making some progress, bam, here comes the criticism. From family members, from friends, from anybody that we know that we're around. If people are successful and they are achieving at a higher level, they will not criticize you. They want to pull you up. That's why the only way to really do this is to find a group, a mentor, a coach, somebody who has been in your position and now is where you want to be. Because most of the people around you have no ambition, have no goals, have no standards. Their habits are terrible. And I can't understand myself exactly why these people do this, because I have the belief that if I criticize other people for what they're doing and their success, knowing damn well that I want that same thing too, that it prevents me from getting it. It's like I'm telling the universe that, look at that, that's bad, I don't want it. So never criticize anybody. Think down deep inside, is it something that I would like to achieve? Because if it is, and you start criticizing people, it's going to prevent you from achieving those types of goals in your health, in your career, in your relationships. So do not be a critic and get those people out. So be careful who you share these goals with on a daily basis, because I'm telling you, they're going to try to knock your legs out from underneath you, do everything. And if you don't have a strong mindset, it will impact you and push you right back down to where you currently are. The next one is you got to be adaptable, because the world is going to come at us. And as I say, the same wind blows on us all. Well, some days that wind might be blowing 5 miles an hour. Some days it might not be blowing at all. Other times there might be 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. We don't know when those are coming. So the best set goals, the best set plans are always going to need adjusted. When a person, an entrepreneur, puts together a business plan, on day one there are adjustments, because the world's coming at you. You cannot plan for the things that are going to happen perfectly. So we have to have that mentality that we have to make adjustments. If you are so rigid in your plan and things don't go right, you're going to end up, you're more prone to quitting. So know going in that things are going to need adjusted. Know going in that the critics are going to be coming after you. Know going in that it's going to be hard to change these habits. Know going in that my goals are going to have to be set in a very small chunk, and it's going to take some time. It's not going to be instantaneous. We didn't get ourselves into the bad loser position that we're in life overnight. It took decades of habitual, doing things wrong to get us where we're at. So you can't expect to take 60 pounds off in 60 days when it took you 20 years to get to that point. Now you can do it a lot quicker with the right plan, but it's going to come down to the habits. It's going to come down to your ability to adapt and adjust and to execute, on a daily basis. And the last one is having some self-compassion for yourself. Knowing that you are going to make mistakes, you are going to have failures, you are going to trip up, you are going to do things wrong. That is going to happen. It happens to all of us. Now the main thing is, though, is whenever you do screw up, when you do fall down, how quickly do you get back up? Let's say you eat something on your diet that's bad, and you know it, and you feel shame, regret, you wish you didn't do that. Okay, feel those feelings. It's time to move on. Don't let it happen again. But you can't sit there and wallow in that for day after day after day that you made this mistake, when in the meantime you could be doing things to better that mistake, to get out of that hole, to be doing things. It's like we take 4 steps forward, and then sometimes we're like, I just took 3 steps back. Okay, that's terrible. You understand it. You feel that feeling. Now let's start marching forward again. We can't stay there. Too many people stay there, and when you stay there long enough, you quit. So the whole idea of this video is talking about developing a system, developing an overall, in all my videos, the whole culmination. If there's one thing you can think about, it all comes down to mindset. The people with a positive mindset, with the resilience to be able to get through things, that are more in tune and focused on changing the inside world than going out here. The major failure that's going to make you, lose and quit is when you try to control all these factors in the world. And look at the people out there. Look at the ones that are losing the most. Look at the ones that are criticizing the most. The biggest criticizers, the bitchers, I call them the bitchers, the moaners, and complainers. All they try to do is focus on everything out here in the external world. They take no responsibility because everything, they're victims. Everything is coming at them. So whenever they quit, they have a rationale for it. They're like, well, I quit because of this. I quit because of the economy, because of my job, because of the food, because of my family, because of my friends, because of the cost of gas. It's just too much. Those are all excuses because guess what? We all pay the same gas price. We all pay the same price. The same wind blows on us all. So what makes the difference between you and me and the person standing on the corner over there? Mindset. And once you quit, there's no chance of success. So remember, there are only so many days in our life. It's like a countdown. Once we're born, the only thing we're guaranteed is death. Nothing else. There's no other guarantees in life besides death. We don't know what the countdown is. We can hopefully control that, by the way, because of our habits and the things that we do. But the main thing is, since we don't know when that time is coming, we should focus every day on living the best life that we possibly can today. So tomorrow will be better, the next day will be better and better and better. So we live a life filled with some joy, building a sense of pride so we can have that ultimate happiness. Guys, go out today, live the best life you can, work on those 5 things that I just talked about, and never, never quit. Keep going. Take care.